What do I have to say about Demon Slayer? It's mid. Let's actually talk about this for a second. All right, let's talk about this. Let's be realistic about this, okay?
You're crazy. I love it.
Demon Slayer is an amazing anime. Out of the new generation of anime, Demon Slayer is one that I have been, loving. I absolutely adore Demon Slayer. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing about Demon Slayer, all right? Here's the thing about the anime. If you actually want to listen and understand my point of view, right? Here's the thing about it. I see a lot of people on Twitter and other social medias, YouTube even, saying Demon Slayer is in their top 10 of all time, top 5 of all time even, right? Now I'm never gonna take that potential away from it, right? It has the potential to be that great, but currently there's one thing holding Demon Slayer back from being there already for me. The only thing that will get Demon Slayer that high on my list, right? Because Demon Slayer definitely can crack the top 10, right? Okay, let's say it can crack the top 10. But the only thing that can get Demon Slayer to my top 5 would be nostalgia, simply because Demon Slayer is basically this generation's Dragon Ball Z, may I say, right? Demon Slayer's plot is mid. Demon Slayer is, off animation alone, it is some of the best animation I've ever seen, some of the best fight scenes I've ever seen, right? Off that alone, and how hyped up the anime gets you, literally that shit is gonna be in a lot of people's top 10, because people don't really care about plot and shit like that sometimes, but me, I look at it a little bit deeper, right? So it's just the plot doesn't hit for me, and I'll explain it here in a second. Demon Slayer feels like a boss rush. If any of you if you ever played Dark Souls, if you ever played a little bit of any game that is very boss oriented, right, and levels and such, right? Demon Slayer feels like a boss rush right now. Like, Demon Slayer feels like the only thing that we're doing when we come and sit down and watch this anime is that we're on level 1, right? We were on level 1 with Ryu, or whatever that little kid demon's name is. We beat him. That's the first boss. On to the second boss. Boom. Second boss was Akaza, right? Blah 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 blah. On to the next boss, blah 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 blah, so on and so forth, until we reach the final boss, which is Muzan, right? And having sad character backstories isn't exactly plot. Like, right, yeah, those last 2 villains, they had a really sad backstory, but that isn't the plot, because that is a story they'll give you one time. That's a story for one episode to make you feel sentimental about the boss that we just beat on this level, and now we're so on and so forth going forward into the future. It has no effect on the story whatsoever. It doesn't. It's not like what, have good writing in certain parts, right? That's why I brought up the backstories. There is good writing in certain parts, but I need overall writing. The only story, like the only underarching story, right, or overarching story that I'm getting right now from the adventure in Demon Slayer is, why the fuck is Muzan so fucking scared of Tanjiro, right? What is Tanjiro's ancestor like? What is his, what's his deal, right? But that's not exactly affecting us in the present. Demon Slayer reminds me of the early God of War games, right? Demon Slayer is a classic. The early God of War games are classics, right? But it boils down to this, right? Kratos' family was killed. He felt like the gods were responsible. He went through every single realm, killing every single god until he got to Zeus. That is it.
And don't get me wrong, God of War had some good storytelling here and there, just like Demon Slayer. But at the end of the day, the whole God of War story really just boils down to a revenge story with a ladder of bosses throughout all the games. You know, it's really just all about getting revenge.
There's really nothing more to that story, you know? And then, right? This is where they leveled up now. The new God of War games, the one that came out in 2017, was still hack and slash, great combat, great everything. They added an amazing story to the game. They upped their plot significantly. And that is the best God of War game that has ever been published. That is the God of War game that won several awards. I think it won Game of the Year as well. It is currently still being bought and people are making purchases on it. Like, the game is amazing because it just added what it was missing: plot, you know? So that is the one thing that Demon Slayer is missing to me. It's like one anime that has already cracked my top 10 from this generation is Attack on Titan. And Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan to me cannot be on the same level, as great as the two are, because Attack on Titan has the action, right? Maybe doesn't have the animation that Demon Slayer has, nowhere near the animation levels, right? But still, it has that action that makes you feel like at least something that Demon Slayer makes you feel, right? Attack on Titan hypes you up. Still, it hypes you up. That whole Eldia begin the war thing, where Gabby went crazy and Gabby did what she did. I'm not about to get on that. I'm about to get on that in a later video, right? But that shit was amazing, right? But the thing about Attack on Titan is the plot. It is the plot. The plot is amazing. Attack on Titan is war simulator. There are so many like underlying storylines. Every character has their own motive. Like there are so many ulterior motives going on. It's like so realistic because you can never say that two people are really on the same side because you don't know what these characters are really thinking. Like, I'm gonna get into that later, right? In another video. But Attack on Titan is war simulator. It is truly a great anime, and it's amazing, and it's in my top 10. Every single level, you got a boss, and this Hashira fights the boss, and blah 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 blah. It just feels repetitive right now, and it's only in the beginning, but it feels so repetitive. It's not, there's nothing deeper to it at this moment in time. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's low-key because I feel like no anime really is better off if you establish the main antagonist from the very beginning. I like it better when any show, any anime, any movie does not establish the main antagonist from the beginning, where you're like, okay, this is who we gotta beat. These are the steps we're gonna take. Blah 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 blah. 1, 2, boom, 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 boom. Get to the final boss. Beat him. I like when antagonists develop into antagonists throughout the entire show or movie or anime. You know what I'm saying? Like, Eren developed into that antagonist. He developed into that. Usually you'll have one villain who really stands out for the entire show, but you'll never know they're that at the beginning. They develop into that, and that shows really how an anime storytelling is on another level, where like you see the development of the situations going on. Demon Slayer just does not. It just does not. I'm gonna say for right now, Demon Slayer's plot is mid to me. Everything else is extravagant. Everything else, I am exuberant before I watch every Demon Slayer video because I'm hyped for the animation. I'm hyped for the fights. So I'm all for Demon Slayer. It's amazing, right? But what I will say is that it probably will not crack my top 5, right? It could crack my top 10 if I sat down in a list and I saw that it was better than certain animes that I would put it head to head with. But it just cannot crack my top 5 until 15 years down the line, and I have that Dragon Ball Z nostalgia factor to it, because everybody knows DBZ doesn't really have a plot, but DBZ is literally everyone's first anime, best fighting scenes. Literally, it is the same thing as Demon Slayer, but it has the nostalgia, bro. It's everyone's first. So maybe 15, 20 years down the line, Demon Slayer will be it for me, man. Like, yo, let's talk. Let's have a debate. Let's have a debate. Let's have a grown conversation about how you really feel about the anime. You know, let's talk about it. So let's not, go crazy. I fucking lied. If you don't agree with me on this shit, fuck you. I lied. I love you. Like, comment, subscribe. Please.
Emotional damage.
This is what it is, okay? I said empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water.